it's another episode of the Cab Cam. We're out here with Garrett Barker and Galen Barker. He's resting. He doesn't do much, does he?
No, not at all.
So how long have you been doing this with Dad?
I've been farming. This will be my 5th year farming on my own with Dad. I've been helping him ever since I could drive a tractor, I guess. So.
Really? So is this something you always wanted to do?
Yeah. Of course.
Well, why not? Sit in a tractor in the sunshine and watch the nature and not have to clock in at 8 o'clock.
That's right. There's nothing better than it. You might not get to clock in at 8 o'clock, but you don't clock out at 8 o'clock either.
Well, that's true. But when you're your own boss, I mean, that's kind of nice, though, isn't it? It's one of the nice things to do, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You can work your own schedule, and obviously in the spring and fall there's pretty long days, but summer just going around scouting fields and doing different things like that, and it's nice watching the crops grow and everything else like that.
Yeah. Let's talk about what's on the front of the combine there. You got they call that the corn head.
Yep. Yeah, that's just a John Deere 8-row corn head, I guess you could say, 608C.
Now tell us about some of those things, since we can kind of see why it's not in the corn. Those different, you got an auger going across, it's on the backside, you can see that going left and right, and then the chains in the middle.
Yeah, so basically there's what they call the snapping rolls that are underneath them chains, and we've got some different chains on here. They're actually the 360 yield saver chains. Their brushes on there, they're supposed to help bring all the loose kernels into the head. So we run them, basically that's on top, then you've got a deck plate that you can adjust, and then you've got the snapping roll underneath it that actually brings the stalk down, and then this is a chopping head, so there's knives underneath that spin and chop the stalks as you're going across the field.
A lot of moving parts, isn't there?
Yes, there is.
How often does a guy break down? Of course, it depends, I suppose.
It does depend. You hope never.
But sometimes, what's the longest you guys have been down because of a breakdown?
Oh, usually a day or two you can get parts and get back up and going. It's not typically too long, I guess.
Now, looking at the monitors up there too, you got, tell us a little bit about some of those monitors that you have.
So we run a John Deere 2630 for all of our auto steer functions and everything else like that. And then I've got a 2020 Yield Sense monitor, and then the iPad running Field View. So we're running 3 different monitors. Basically, the 2630 is steering it, and then the 2020 is doing all of our yield and moisture and everything else like that.
You gotta love that. I mean, sit there and not even have to steer the combine.
Correct. It's pretty nice.
How long ago did that get put in?
We put that in probably 4 or 5 years ago, I'd say.
Yeah. Do you ever get bored out here?
No, there's always stuff going on, stuff to watch and different things like that.
Yeah. Have you ever can you overfill the hopper?
Absolutely. Ask my dad about that one.
That would be Galen we're talking about. What was he doing that he didn't pay attention to the hopper?
He claimed the full bin sensor is not set quite right, but I would argue that point.
Garrett, with all of this, I mean, what is something that's really changed since you've been doing this as a kid? What's one of the biggest things that's changed since you've been farming?
I would say the amount of precision agriculture and the data behind the farming, I would say is one of the things that's changed the most. From auto steer to yield monitors to variable rate planning to variable rate fertilizer, just all the data analytics behind farming anymore is just phenomenal.
What do you guys use for beans and corn?
As far as we plant all channel seed. Basically, we're anywhere from a 97-day maturity on corn to 106, and then we actually planted some 1-3 beans this year, all the way up to 2-1.
Now, I know it's planting season, that got off to kind of a slow start, didn't it, for everybody?
Yeah, planting was pretty rough this year. We had some pretty tight, short windows. A lot to get done and not a lot of time.
But you guys got a lot of it all done. I mean, it didn't affect it too much with as far as timing of harvest.
Yeah, we basically started planting the end of April and didn't finish till the first part of June, so it's definitely lengthened our harvest window as well.
As long as you can get it out before the snow.
God, I hope so.
Well, Garrett, thank you so much for letting us ride along in the cab, and anything else you want to add to the cab cam for this year?
No, other than good luck to all the other farmers out there, and be safe, and let's get the crops out.